email.
All right.
I replied to it, so we can see
We'll
it.
see. That's all we can do.
So I know.
Let's do this by the same day we did last time. Somebody else do all the admin subtracting, that's what they want to do. All right, this is recount, yours says recount. Down at gas. Does everybody have the same thing?
Yeah. So,
Okay, so all we need, why is this sort of right here? Bartronic?
I think I was right. If you'll call me, or I'll kind of go through how we
Okay.
did.
All right, I've got 11:59, we're gonna call this meeting to order. The purpose of this meeting is to canvass the at-large position 4.
I think it's 12:59.
You're right, 12:59, correct.
The recount was done a little differently than what we did before. Every ballot was hand counted. Now, we did not have a paper ballot off the electronic machines. What came out of the report was a log that was, it's a 9-page, I think it was 9 pages, list of the ones that received a vote. So what we did, we had Jackie Bird, Sue Long, Nita Bottoms, and Royce Terrell were the ones that comprised our committee. Jackie Bird called the names, and we had 3, that's why you have 3 tally sheets for each, they call them polling places. So they all, as she called names, she called, either she was touching a paper ballot or off the electronics, she was calling the names that were on this list. And they all kept a tally sheet, and
Okay.
they all ballots. Now, the electronics, the ballots that were electronic, that were on the electronic machines, those electronic voting machines, that list included early voting, the election day here, and election day in Lone Star. So we had to count that as one polling place, and then you had paper ballots for early voting, Lone Star Fire Hall, and the J.D. Parish Administration Building election day.
So I'm looking at the election day, Lone Star Fire Hall, election day. Are these all paper ballots? Yes, it
Those
says
are all
paper up at the
Those are
top.
all paper.
Okay, and then early voting, which is gonna be here, right?
Yes, this early voting that took place here. And those are all paper ballots also. Those include the early voting ballots by mail also.
Okay, they're not separated out?
They actually have a line for the early voting ballots by mail. That's the top line, and then the paper ballots that were submitted during early voting when they came here to vote in person.
Okay, so this is the mail, the first line is mail, the second line is in this office.
Yes, early voting by
And
personal.
same thing with Mike, all right, and then recount paper ballots.
That was election day.
Okay, election day. All right, and then all of the electronic, both early and on the same day, are on this one page here.
Exactly. And it gave us a different way, that they were, the addition and the counting and everything was done in a different way, than.
Okay, that's fine. Just want to make sure we try to get it right. Let's go ahead and start with the Lone Star Fire election day. Is everybody on that? Okay, I've got 48 and 28 votes cast. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I'm good there. And then for Mike Alcorn, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, plus 3 is 28. I'm good with both of those numbers, everybody okay? When I look underneath, I see 48 again, and 28. That's, maybe bottoms, I don't get that, look at secretary and Sue Long, 48, and Mike Alcorn, 28. So those all match for the top one. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Any issues? All right, I'm going to early voting results, paper ballots. Okay, we're gonna start with the mail, which is the top line. I've got 10 plus 1 is 11. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 58. So I'm good with those two. Then for Mike, 10, 20, 34. I'm good with that number. And then for Mike, in the paper ballot early. Okay, he's got 100 on the first line. And 5 and 4, 109. I'm good with that number. Is everybody okay? Okay, looking at the ballots underneath them. 34, 58, and 11. I'm good there. At the very last one. And 58. 11. I'm gonna write those in. 11. 58. 10, 20, 34, 34. And then for Mike, there's 100 and 109. So the top, all three ballots, or all three sheets, everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then paper ballots on election day. For Cody, I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 45. For Mike Alcorn, I've got 10, 20, 30, 34. So those match. And looking at the pages underneath there. 45 and 34. 45 and 34. Okay, so all three of my papers match there. Okay, now going to the electronic machine. Is there a reason we had their name up there on top? And
I think
just
their
jumped
name.
down?
We had just gotten started, and there was a little bit of a, I don't know if you'd call it a hiccup. I thought that were supposed to, one was supposed to announce when they reached 5, but we decided that may not be right. Just check
Okay,
it in the end, so we started over. We had just gotten started, but that was the first box that we opened.
all right. For Cody, I've got 100 on the first line. And 26 on the second line. So 126 for Cody. Okay, on the top line for Mike. I've got 100 on the first line. And 44 on the bottom, that gives me a total of 144. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Okay, so at the bottom, the ones underneath them. 126, and 144. 126, okay, is good, and then 100, 10, 20, 30, 44. Okay, so all group ballots agree, y'all good?
Yes.
Okay. So now we gotta add all these, you wanna keep the totals? Are you on
Yeah, you got,
Yeah,
you should do that.
all right. I'll work on
Turn
these.
it on.
All right, we're good? All right, your first line is Lone Star Fire, is that right?
Yeah. That's so far, whole paper out.
Okay, right. Okay, I've got 40, yeah, I've got 48. And for Mike Alcorn, you got 28, so we're not gonna add those up. But I just want to check, make sure these numbers meet that one. If you'll just check them off, so we'll go down.
Okay,
You
48,
good?
28, yeah.
Good. And then I go to early voting. Okay, I've got, do you have it broken out, paper ballots or not?
Yeah, it's got paper and mail in.
Okay. For early voting here, I've got 11 mail-in,
Right,
and I've got
Okay.
58, yes, sir.
and 58.
Okay, and then for Alcorn, I've got 34 mail-in
Right,
and 109.
right.
Okay, we're good there. Okay, then we go to election day paper ballots. 45 for code.
Wait, you come back up here.
Yeah.
J.D. Craig.
You good?
Yeah, 45.
45 and 34.
Right.
Okay, so you should have checked by everything except for electronic.
Yeah.
And electronic, I've got 126 for Cody and 144 for Mike.
Right.
Okay, so we've got them all down there, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so let's start adding the Cody votes.
All right.
All right, 48.
48.
You might need to clear that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I started anything. 48 for Cody,
Okay,
45 for Cody,
okay,
11, 58, 126, 288, 288,
try that again, okay, make sure we do it right. All right,
48,
okay,
45, 11, 58, 126.
okay, 288.
Right.
All right, we're good there.
That's for Cody. All right.
Second class.
All right, Alcorn,
Okay,
28, 34, 34 again, 109, 144, 349. 349, exactly.
you good?
Yeah.
All right. Is there a way that y'all validated the number of voters like we did before?
No, because we
Okay.
didn't, are you talking about voters?
Yes.
To votes? No, they did not do that.
Okay, that's fine then.
But
That's just another check.
the difference before was 62 votes. The difference this time was 61 votes.
Okay,
Now,
well, y'all gone through recounting, so whatever the recount vote is, that's the only thing I'm gonna look at. I'm not
Exactly.
looking at trying to go back and rectify to,
okay,
last time, because that's a process and it was done. Okay, anybody have any questions about it? You good? You good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, then, based on this, Mike Alcorn was elected to position number 4 by a count of 349 to 288. Meeting adjourned. Need a motion.
Make a motion. Second.
All in favor? Okay.
Just in
Ron,
case.
you need these back.
I'll send it back.